Okay, now to the latest on this year's flu outbreak. And if you think a lot more people you know are getting sick, you are absolutely right. Take a look at this graph. That big pink spike you see is this year's confirmed cases of influenza A in Ontario. Those highest numbers coming in the early part of this month. Quite a difference from last year in blue along the bottom, and well above the flu levels 2 years ago, shown in red.
In recent days, we've shown you how GTA emergency rooms have been overrun by people seeking treatment for the flu.
Let's go to Beatrice Politi now, east of Toronto tonight, where one hospital has had to take special measures to cope with the influx. Good evening, Bea.
Good evening, Anne and Leslie. I'm at Lakeridge Health Centre in Oshawa, where the hospital says it's still over capacity, even though numbers are down.
T1, can I help you?
This is where you go when there's no room left at the inn, so to speak, a pop-up ward.
We're still surged up by about 20 beds. Compared to about a week ago, that's better. We were at about 40 beds over capacity.
Here at Lakeridge Health Centre in Oshawa, the numbers are so much over capacity that the hospital has had to set up a temporary medical unit of 12 beds in the old ER department in order to deal with the demand.
But there may be relief in sight.
It seems like the most recent numbers look like things are hopefully plateauing. It's a little bit too early to say if we've definitely reached a peak, but it looks like we probably have.
The situation isn't much better over at Trillium in Mississauga. That hospital has added 18 beds.
Our hospitals are running at full capacity, 100% bed occupancy at the present time, with no excess beds capacity in our intensive care units. We've been in surge capacity for several weeks now, with extra patients overbedded in the hospital, having opened up unfunded beds.
See those tubes in this patient's neck? They're helping her breathe. It's called the extracorporeal lung support system, and it's normally used for those waiting for lung transplants. But Toronto General Hospital has had to use the system for flu patients recently.
The machine takes on two functions. One is pumping the blood out of the patient and back in, which is effectively an artificial heart, and the other function is removing the carbon dioxide from the blood and adding oxygen to the blood, so basically taking over the function of the lung.
In Toronto, we're already over last year's flu numbers for the entire season, and we still have 2 months to go. Public Health Ontario says it's probably been one of the worst flu seasons we've seen in the last decade.
The combination of a new strain, probably very minimal pre-existing protective immunity against that strain, and then lower levels of vaccine uptake have basically created the amount of illness that we've seen.
Flu outbreaks come in spans of about 8 weeks, and I'm told that we're on the tail end of that now, and the hope is that the numbers will keep coming down at various hospitals across the GTA. But keep in mind that though it appears the worst may be over, we generally expect a second peak of flu, and that's usually in February or March. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bea.